All right. So this is lesson 4.8. I'm doing it on my tablet because my projector's not cooperating. Page 157. We just did 1, 2, and 3. Students thought it should be 0.049. That's incorrect. So we actually did it right here. And if you went ahead and did 0.98 times 0.5, you end up with 490, and then you move it 3 places, and that's the answer right there. At the bottom of page 157, you would simply write the answer would also be less than 1, because if you have 2 numbers and you multiply them together, and both numbers are less than 1, then you can make a good assumption that the answer will all be less than 1. All right, so let me erase this here, because I'm going to need the space. And if you guys turn to page 158, that's really just more examples there. I'm not so worried about that. But turn now to page 159, and I'm looking at number 1 here. It says, do you understand? And it says, describe the unknown factor, and it's 5.1 times something, I don't know what it is, and it's about 300, okay, is approximately 300. So my question is, what multiplied by 5 would be about 300? And some of you might think 6, because that's going to be 30, but that wouldn't be large enough. So the answer for number 1 is 30. I'm sorry, not 30, is 60. Okay? So it would be 60 in number 1. Number 2, it says Janelle wrote 23.4 for the product of 7.8 times 0.3, and it says use number sense to decide if she's correct or not. Well, she is not correct since there's no semicolon. And then it says give the correct product. So it is 23.4, but the decimal's in the wrong place. And if you were to move the decimal 2 places over, 1, 2, you would end up with 2.34. That makes more sense because, well, if you thought about it, 7.8 is pretty close to 8, and 8 times 3 is 24, but it's not 8 times 3, it's 8.3. So it's going to be quite a bit smaller. All right, let's look at number 3 here for a moment. And a lot of these are going to be, they'll give you the answer, but then you have to decide if the decimal is in the right place or not. And that's going to be true of a lot of the problems you guys will be doing. So let's look at number 3 here. It's 5 times 3.4. Well, if I just ask you, what's 5 times 3? Let's forget about the 0.4 for a moment. What's 5 times 3? You know that's 15. So you know it's going to be larger than 15 because there's a 0.4 that we haven't factored in. And so they gave us the number 17, and so that would actually be probably correct. I mean, we could actually multiply 5 times 3.4, and you would see that it's 17. 17 is correct, and decimal would go right there. Number 4, it's 3.1 times 6.2, and they have 19.22. Well, the decimal in that one would be 19.2. And number 5, they got 0.6 times 0.4. Well, 6 times 4 is 24. So I could put down the 24, and that's what they have. They have 24. But it's not 6 and 4, it's 0.6 and 0.4. So that's 2 decimal places, 2. So decimal would be right before the 2.4. Uh-huh.
But this right there, isn't it supposed to be 1.7?
No, honey, it's 17. 17. Look, I'll do number 3. Somebody was asking me about number 3. So let's do 0.4. And I'm multiplying that by 5. Okay. What's 4 times 5? 20. Put down 0, carry the 2. What's 5 times 3? 15. Plus 2 is? 17. So you have 17, or actually 170, okay? And then how many places? 1. You see? Okay. All right. So number 6, 7, and 8, again, they give you the answer, and they want you to place the decimal. So let's look at number 7 here. So what is that? 6.22 times 3 equals, and they gave us 1866. Well, we know 6 times 3 is 18 in that sense, 0.66. How many decimal places are we talking about? 2. So it would be 18.66 for number 7. Okay. So in the ones down below, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, it says tell whether or not the decimal point has been placed correctly. So if it's correct, then just leave it alone. And if it's not, then rewrite it like we've been doing with the decimal in the proper spot. So number 10, for example, we can just look at that. We know 12 times 4, it's almost 5. 12 times 4 is 48. Almost 5, it's going to be probably somewhere around there. We're only moving to one spot, so it would be correct. It would be, as the book has it, 10.6. Okay, so 10 is good. How about number 14?
Yeah.
All right, we can look at 14 together here. So I see 2 decimal places that we have to move it. This is the answer they gave us, and it would be moved 2 places, so 14 looks correct to me. Okay, we're not questioning digits. They gave us those. That's the correct answer. What you guys are, having work on is if the decimal's in the proper spot, and for number 14 it was. Okay, next page, and let me move this up. Problem solving. It says a pig farmer needs 60 square feet to house a sow. When you house something, it means you're storing it. You might house it in a garage, you might house it in a house, you might house it in a storage unit, whatever. So it's a pig, and it needs 60 square feet. Well, you guys should remember, what's the formula for length times width? So here's the width, 5 and 6.4. So you're going to multiply those together, and you'll get a number. We'll call that number x. And is x 6 square feet or larger? That's what you need to find out. Okay? Number 17, critique reasoning. Quincy says that 3 is a good estimate for 3 and 4 times 0.09. Is he correct? Why not? Well, you might say to yourself, 0.09 is really close to 1, but it's not. It's close to 0.1, but 0.1 is only 1/10 of 1. So Quincy should have had a second cup of coffee. He's wrong. The answer is no. And then you could just do the math. You could just do 3.4 times 0.09. And you're going to come up with a number that's a lot smaller than 3. All right. Number 18, it says Ron bought 2 DVDs for $12.95 each. So the first thing you need to do is $8.95. Whatever you get there. And then it says, did he spend more on DVDs or magazines? And the magazines was $5. So is this number here you get, is that greater than 5? That's what you're going to have to find out. And then it says write equations to show your work. Well, you just do your work right here on the sheet. You might have to write small. It does ask you another question, how much more? So let's just say, for example, $12.95 times 2 is $24. You know it's not, but let's say if it was $24, then you would have to compare the $24 to $2, and they ask you how much more, and then you would say $1. But that's not the correct answer. That's just an example of what they want you to do. Okay. Number 19, you can convert gallons to liters. Those are 2 different measurements by using a factor of 3.79. That is, 1 gallon is about 3.79 liters. So So if 1 gallon is 3.79 liters, how many is 37 gallons? Well, that's simply the 3.7 multiplied by 7. You'll have to figure that one out. Number 20, not about that. And then 21, you guys can do those as multiple choice. And that's it for 4.8. And some of you went ahead and did this for homework. That's great. So you're probably ahead of the game. But I'm going to end this video here, and we will check this tomorrow.